Hello and welcome back to the channel. This week's video is a real test of our commitment and our common sense. It's certainly a video with a few ups and downs, and I'm not just talking about the trails. So this week we headed into the peaks to explore some of the steepest trails I've ever ridden, and we weren't disappointed at what we found. After finding these trails last winter, we've been waiting for a drier day to come and explore things properly. It wasn't exactly dry down in the deep sections of the woods, but that wasn't going to stop us today. To get to the trails we wanted, we first had to make our way from the very top of the hill, which went a little something like this. These first couple of trails were great for us to get our eyes in for the type of terrain the Peak District has. Even on these flatter trails out in the open, there are plenty of rocks, and line choice is going to be the name of the game.
Terrible line.
As well as coming out for a good shred on the bikes, today's ride is also a lesson in knowing your limits and weighing up the pros and cons of features.
Don't want to fall down there.
Some features were mastered without hesitation. And others, not so much. But we'll get back to this later. Back on the bikes, we made it down to the steep sections of the woods and we started to explore.
So we just found a couple of steep tracks. Let's see what we've got.
It's clear that this place has plenty of trails in this spot, and I can see why it's kept a secret. There's only so much exploring that you can do on foot, so we decided to drop in. With no idea where any of these trails go, we just picked one that looked well used and headed in that direction. The deeper we went, the more trails seemed to split off and make their own way down the side of the hill. There could be anything on this trail, so we were taking things steadily. We know it's going to be steep, but I don't want to suddenly find myself going off the end of a 10-foot drop or something. Luckily, Jim's riding ahead of me, so if there is something dangerous ahead, I'll probably hear him scream and then I'll know to slow down. At the end of this trail, it gets really steep and there are lots of exposed slippery roots and rocks. This bit gets quite technical, which is actually pretty par for the course for most of these trails down here.
Awesome. That was great.
And most of them end with a small drop of some sort too. After this trail, we met a few locals who wanted to show us a couple of their favourite trails. Heading into the party line, this one certainly makes use of the windy terrain on this upper section of the forest. This trail and the next one are actually roll into one. This upper one is definitely more playful, and by that I mean it isn't crazy steep. But don't let that fool you, because there are some serious rocks that can trip you up. This is definitely a playful trail. There are a couple of small kickers to jump in this top section, and there's the usual roots and rocks when you get lower down. This is actually a really loamy trail. Considering how fun it is, I would have thought it would be a lot more worn away.
This is good.
Down in the dark section of the woods, the GoPro starts to struggle a bit in the low light, so apologies for the shaky footage here. Again, this end section is steep, loamy and fun, finished off once again by a death-defying roll onto the fire road. A good trail, but nothing compared to the next two we found. The next trail over from the party line we just rode is another loamy number, but the second half of this one is definitely way more challenging. And as you will see, one of the team decides to take a quick nap in the foliage. As for the trail, this is the kind of riding I enjoy. The line is challenging enough that you have to really focus on it, but it's chilled enough that you can enjoy it and just build up a decent pace. As we dropped into the second part, the difficulty level took a jump upwards, which caught Gary slightly off guard. He set off in front of me, so try and keep your eyes on him.
He's down. You having a nap?
That's right, in the distance you see him take a tumble over the rocks and end up in the bushes. Luckily he wasn't hurt, he was just more impressed that he landed on something soft.
I hope I got that on camera.
What are friends for? From here, the trail was gnarly, filled with steep, wet rocks and roots, it was awesome fun navigating the track down. Today's ride was shaping up to be pretty awesome. But of course, this wouldn't be a Bike and Beyond video without me having some sort of mechanical issue. See if you guys can guess what's been bothering me.
Oh, squishy brakes. My brake was struggling through that. Not very good for someone with no brakes though. Oh, come on, back brake, do your thing. That's my back brake on full. It's buggered, absolutely buggered.
So it turns out I'm a bit of a broken record. And on this very next steep trail, I learned just how important having a back brake really is. Again, I know this doesn't look steep at all, but it really is.
Oh, the left, is it?
And when you only have a working front brake, it's a recipe for disaster. And then I uttered the words that I would soon regret.
I need my brakes. Whoa. That was close. That's what happens when your back brake didn't work.
Landing on some rocks, I had a really close call here, and I was able to get up and walk away. As I actually found out over the coming weeks, I had plenty of bruises all over the place as a result of this crash, but thankfully no real harm done.
So, yeah, no back brake.
You'll be happy to know that after this video, I took my bike to Adventure Trails bike shop in Kinver and they sorted my brake out for me, so no more issues. While we were here at the trails today, we also came across this feature, the infamous and very committing rock roll. After a total of 3 crashes already on today's ride.
Oh, damn. You having a nap?
And with the rain starting to fall, we decided that this would probably not be a sensible decision today. Finally, our common sense was starting to kick in. So we didn't ride this feature today, but it's not going anywhere, and hopefully we can come back on a dry day and take another look. All we have to do now is try and get down. So thanks for watching this video, remember to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.